Hi everybody, welcome to live. For those of you that missed the short video, Kim is not with me today because she and CJ San Angelo and the A-team are making a young man's wish come true today to escort him to the Amity Township building and become mayor for the day. They're always doing like amazing things for people and children, and that's why she's not with me today. So I'm going to wing this today. We're going to be learning about our higher self, and I'm going to do my best to explain it in a way that's very understandable. And for, a lot of us are open to this, a lot of us aren't, but I'm going to give you some situations today that something may click, and you'll understand how important and valuable understanding and knowing that the higher self is a very real energy, and how to access it and how to use it, and how it really will transform your life and bring so much joy and compassion and love into your life. Because at some level, you become this vibration and you become this light. But it takes a lot of letting go of heavier things. So, there's a lot of destruction in the world right now. There's a lot of earth things happening. We've talked about this before, there's just so much devastation going on. But at some level, if we understand that this devastation is coming from a place of rebirth, where the earth is really doing a transformation. And a little bit about vibrations is this. When you're really, really happy, you're vibrating very high. And our bodies are just energy. We're just vibration. And when you're sad, you're at a very low vibration. Or if you're sick, you're at a very low vibration. So when we let go of all these outside circumstances and feelings of anger, sadness, frustration, unforgiveness, all those things, when we let go of that, we actually lighten up ourselves, lighten up our body. And when we do that, we are opening ourselves to much more sensitivity to the energies around us. And knowing that you have this gift, because we all have a higher self, it's when you have an insight or a synchronicity happens in your life. Your higher self is actually the recording and the retention of all of your lives, all of your lessons, everything that's ever happened. It's that little voice in your head that nudges you to make a right or make a left, or don't go there, or move away from that person. So the higher self knows everything we came back to do. It knows everything that's in our plan. And the sooner we let go of the things that are holding us back, and I find that a lot of times, people get stuck in a relationship, or they get stuck at a job they're not happy with, or they get stuck in family things. It's usually because they're allowing things that weigh them down, not to deal with these things. We don't deal with things that we know are going to bring pain or change, or make things happen the way we didn't think they were going to happen. And that fear of change is something that, if you really focus on what your needs are, you may find that what you're struggling so hard to hold on to or to accumulate is not really what you want at all. And that's like a huge, trick. It's about like not, we all say, you can think things and get what you want. It's not about having what you want. It's really about knowing if you really want what you're asking for. So in moving forward in our life, getting messages and getting ideas and things from our higher self is really important. And one of the ways to do this is to really sit quietly in a meditative state, or just quietly in the bathroom at work or whatever, take 5 minutes. And this is like a little exercise. Quiet the mind. If you're home, light a candle and think about a situation in your life that you really have to settle with, and ask for answers. And when you get the first answer, go with it. Stop questioning. Stop thinking, did I think this? If you're quiet enough and you're clear enough, that very first voice that you hear is the voice of trust, of love, of our connection to our higher self, to source. And we're in a time, I know you know people that you hear this all the time. Everybody is really trying to get a deeper understanding of their purpose and why we're here. And more so than ever, people are actually taking the steps to achieve that. And that's huge. The fact that we're taking the steps to achieve it. And it may be, you have to understand that we're moving towards a much more telepathic level of energy. The phone rings, you know who it is. The doorbell rings, but you knew 2 seconds before the doorbell was going to ring. You bump into somebody that you thought about, you haven't seen in a long time. These are all things that happen because there's an energy that we are connected to that brings the thought before the manifestation. So if you ever wondered if your thoughts really manifest things, doesn't that prove it to you? How much more do you need to experience? And I know a lot of people really need to experience like a whole lot more. But maybe for one day, don't be a doubting Thomas. Maybe for one day, don't look at it as so woo-woo. Because I'm telling you, that day that you flip the switch and you understand that these universal energies and the light that's coming in and moving through us now is so accessible. And it's really what helps us to move forward in our lives. You have to look at all the upheavals and everything and realize that without a clearing, other things can't happen. So yes, we're having devastation on the earth. And, there's a lot of global meditations in the last 10 to 20 years. They've been much more significant. And what I mean by a global peace meditation, millions of people at a certain time on an exact day all pray for peace at the same time. And whether you think this has an effect or not is up to you. But any change in energy or vibration, so if you have a few million people focusing on peace, or focusing on love, or focusing on compassion, you better believe that they are sending a ripple through the earth, through this field that is absolutely making change. But sometimes you got to shake out the rug and sweep what was underneath. And we're really, like we've said in numerous times, we're moving into a time of real truth, and people really want clarity in their lives. And the best way I have found to have both of them is to really be open to all of the messages and the guidance that we get. Another exercise that I want to tell you about, that I really do this every day. When I'm in the shower, I close my eyes, I'm shampooing my hair, whatever. I visualize the water like a sparkling light that's moving from my head to my toes, down my arms, into my fingers. And I watch this sparkly light take over and clear out all my cells and get rid of anything that doesn't serve me anymore. I really do start every day like that. And I'm going to tell you something. By doing that, it has really changed a lot of the dynamics in my life. It has really changed my ability to view things from a higher place. And to remind myself, like I always tell you I practice, to make sure that everything I say or do is coming from a place of love. I'm actually aligning with my higher self when I do that. And so are you. So the more you do that, the higher the vibration. People come in here all the time and they're like, oh, my life is a shambles. My life is that. I go, you know what? Your life is exactly what you're saying it is. I tell myself I'm in the best years of my life now, that I've gotten my worst lessons. I'm sure, I know I have a million more lessons, but they're not going to be as devastating as the lessons that I've had to learn up until now. I'm past that. Every lesson has been a growth in my spirituality, and I hold on to that. And I don't, in spirituality, you don't want to take 2 steps back and 1 step forward. And quite frankly, I don't know anybody that has opened up to spirituality or the truth in a lot of, the truth in scripture that can read anything like this or experience an opening or an awareness or an aha moment and go back to thinking that stuff can't happen. Like, you just can't go backwards once you're on this path, because the more open, the more you allow, the more you receive. And I see it every day. I experience this every day, whether it's people that are coming in here, whether it's at home, people I meet for the first time feel completely obligated to tell me all their spiritual experiences. And it really does my heart good to know that they were at least aware of that. And that's your higher self. You can experience joy and love and peace in your life, but you have to feel those things really with yourself first. The adjustment and moving forward is so much easier if you embrace your spiritual growth instead of naysaying it and saying it didn't really happen, or it was a coincidence, or whatever excuse you want to make about it. And, think about how much more sensitive you've become to people around you over the last, few years. And yes, be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you, Hadley, for that. And hi, everybody that's joining me today. Hi, Mir. Hi, Ronnie. So think about this. I'm going to give you a couple examples. Do you find that you're more food sensitive to things? Do you find you're more aware of changing your diet? More people are going to the gym. It's almost like your internal body is telling you it's time to get in shape, to get rid of all the things that weigh you down. It's time to have a new outlook on your life, on how you look. You want to look good to you. You want to be right for you. Whoever falls in after that is whoever falls into that. And you'll find that, we say surround yourself with people more like the way you think. That will just naturally start to happen once you really get on board and open to this consciousness and this new energy that is happening all over the world. The lighter you become, the more you become aware of your higher self. And we all have one. The more you resist the information and what's happening, then the more struggle you're going to have in your life. And like I said, it's because most people do not want to face, change. Facing change shakes things up in your life. You don't want to have all of these things upheaval. Now you got to start over again. You got to have clarity and harmony in your life, whatever way you need to get it. And the less resistant you are to the messages, like them or not, the messages that you get, you're going to start feeling more peace now than ever about letting things go. And if you're stuck at work or unhappy in a relationship, it's going to affect everything else in your life. It's going to just affect every other area. Because if you're out of balance in one place, you're going to be out of balance in another place. I tell people when they come in, sometimes they'll feel great for immediately, and then the next day there's a little bit of a downfall, but then they're it's because this is how our life is. It's a constant energy trying to get in balance. And a seesaw goes up and down, and then you get to here, and then you're at balance, and then you get off, and then it flips again. But your body does the same thing. Your energy field does the same thing. And if you continue not to deal with the things in your life that you have a fear of, you're just going to get that ripple effect, and you have nobody to blame. And really, for anything in our life, we don't have anybody to blame but ourselves for the things and experiences that we have had. I'll be the first one to say, I went into like a bad marriage, eyes wide open, and like, it was my second one, but, I had signs. I just didn't pay attention to them. I thought that I could fix anything. But what I found out was it was an illusion that I could do that. Because when you think about it, it's hard enough to, change something about yourself, let alone change, somebody else's behaviors or whatever, the way they think. Start doing things that bring self-awareness to yourself. Meditation, yoga, breathing exercises, spending a little bit of time in quiet. I've said I don't even really listen to the radio anymore in the car because that's my quiet time. And the more you do this, the more you're going to start getting these messages from your higher self. And everything really becomes quite clear to you. The more you open, the more you receive. And your life will become something you love. Can you imagine every single day getting up and doing something that you love all day long? So you're really playing at work. You're not really working. You're playing because you're getting so much. I get so much joy, and I know Kim gets so much joy from, being in her real estate business. I know that I get so much joy from being in the field that I'm in. I don't even call it a business. I don't even call it a job or anything. I am doing what I love to the max. And it's made all the difference in my perception and my life. You'll start to connect with others on a higher level. When you start practicing compassion and understanding in your life, that's when you're going to be able to put it out to other people. But stop being a victim. Ask to connect to your higher self. Ask for messages. Ask for guidance. You have to remember that your higher self retained all the information from all of your lifetimes. So it already knows what you're going to do and where it needs to be now. And that's why sometimes we get that little bit of deja vu, because we have that memory of when we planned in this lifetime to do that certain act or whatever. And, I just was talking a few minutes ago about that global peace meditation. It really shows you how you have to be really conscious that one person at a time, each one of us individually, the more we start to have self-love, self-respect, self-understanding, self-compassion, self-forgiveness, the sooner we've let go of all those layers of lower energy, like peel the onion. You hear that expression all the time, where we're like onions and we peel the different layers off. Well, the more layers we peel off, the more sensitive we are to hearing our higher guidance. I've even said it's like being divinely aligned, because that's what it is. Connecting with your higher self is being divinely aligned and really following the messages and the guidance that we get. It's so much easier to flow. If you're struggling, you have nowhere to go. If you're down, you have nowhere to go but up. It's your only choice. It's your only choice. And it's actually exciting to learn and grow spiritually from a bad experience. Just the excitement of like realizing things and learning more about yourself. It really just helps you put a focus where it needs to be. It brings you into alignment with your soul's purpose. And from there, joy, happiness, this year, 2018, and even now it's really started. Living in your truth, speaking your truth has really come into play with everyone. And you have to really be okay with yourself and understand that if the truth is the truth, people will get mad, they'll get glad. But at least you can walk away knowing that you spoke your truth, and maybe this person will be able to learn something and evolve in their own way, and they'll lighten up. And then there you've changed somebody else's life. And when you think about it, once you understand this, isn't that what it's all about, really? Helping others to change their lives for the better, letting them know that there is more to what meets the eye and the illusion that we see all around us. You know, I told you a couple weeks ago, I don't even pay attention to like all the negative stuff that you see on the internet anymore. It's kind of like watching the news or one of those reality TV shows where everybody puts their crap out. So everybody, I mean, seriously, think about this. You got millions and millions of people. And listen, to each his own. You know what I mean? Like, I have no judgment on people watching whatever they want to watch on TV. But you got to understand that you're feeding yourself with all of this chaos and craziness and dysfunction from other people. And you're absorbing it. You're watching it. Is that going to help you live your truth? Is that going to help you be calm and where you want to be in your life? I mean, think about it. That really excites people. You got to wonder, like, what's missing? What vibration is missing? And like I said, when I take a shower in the morning and I see that white light from the water, like the water becomes that white light showering all over me and coming through my body, you just get a whole different feeling. I mean, that's like a really little thing that you can try. It's really simple. You're showering anyway. Just try it tomorrow morning, or try it tonight if you go home and take a shower. I think that when you learn to be the highest vibration that you can be and the best person that you can be, and you live your life in truth and harmony and love and compassion, everything changes and you begin to help other people, no matter what it is you do. Annie, hi, Annie. Annie helps people release weight that they've been holding for a very, very long time. And she's done an amazing job doing it. That's Annie DiGiacomo. And I mean, God only knows all the people whose lives she's changed, you know, from that. My friend Barb Carson has Circle of Love XO, where we knit and crochet little wraps and blankets and hats for people and infant preemies in the hospital, and chemo caps for people going through chemo. I mean, to be able to devote your life to helping others, don't you think that the universe is really going to play with that and really let you run with it? So when you're ready to let go of all the things that are weighing you down and deal with the most difficult circumstances in your life, because they are the greatest lessons, that's when you're going to have that real connection with your higher self. That's when you're going to really figure out your life's purpose and really get motivated and moved to take those steps. And it all takes that first step. And once you take it, the joy that comes with it, or the lightness that comes with it, it just propels you to keep on going and keep on going in that direction. So I'm going to end this today with thanking you all for joining me. I know that it's the day before Thanksgiving and there's a lot to go on. I am grateful for all of you and everyone that comes through this portal, and Giuseppe and everyone that works with me here at Holistic Apothecary, Kim, Karen, Linda, Christy, Marissa, Gina, everybody that's here, and all of you that, you know, come in and allow us to serve you in the way that we do. So I love everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful, safe Thanksgiving, and you know, just be grateful. Just be grateful. I know I am, and I love you all. Have a great day.